Dear aunties and uncles, if every day we still sit with a hunched back, stand leaning on one side, and bend our head down glued to the phone, then in 1 to 2 years your back may hurt more and more often. Standing up and sitting down will become harder and harder, and every step will feel heavier and more tiring. I am not saying this to scare you, but so we can see clearly one truth. Those postures that seem harmless but are repeated every day are quietly wearing down your back. But I also have some very good news. Just by correcting 3 very small posture habits, focusing on the 3 golden points, head, shoulders, hips, your back can feel clearly less painful after a short time if you stay consistent. No medicine, no complicated equipment, just about 20 to 25 minutes today for us to understand, and then a few minutes each day to apply.
This video is especially for you from 50 years old and above, especially after 60, who often have back pain or back fatigue when standing, sitting, or walking. Those of you who often have back pain when standing for a long time cooking, back pain when sitting watching TV or scrolling the phone, waking up in the morning with a stiff back, hard to bend, hard to stand up straight, sitting for a long time and then needing to push with your hands on the chair to get up, standing up slowly before you dare to walk. Some of you have gone to the doctor, taken x-rays, and been told you have degeneration, disc bulging, spinal spurs. But apart from medicine and a few physiotherapy exercises, very few people actually sit down and show you step by step how to stand so you don't hurt your back, how to sit so your back doesn't carry all the burden, how to walk so each step soothes your back instead of hitting it more. Today, I want to fill in that gap by explaining why wrong posture makes your back hurt again and again, and guiding you how to correct your posture when standing, when sitting, when moving around, together with a very simple tip: leaning on the wall for 1 to 2 minutes a day. The central message of this video is very simple. Your back pain is not only because I'm old or my spine is already degenerated, but also because every day we unintentionally let these 3 points slip off their axis: head, shoulders, hips. When viewed from the side, ideally there is a straight line passing through the ear, shoulder, hip. But in real life, most of us do not keep that line. When we look at the phone, our head is pushed far forward. When we sit on the sofa, shoulders drop down and the back becomes rounded. When we stand cooking, the hips are shifted to one side to feel less tired. But in fact, that forces one side of the back to work much harder. The spine is like the main column of a house. If the column leans, the roof, beams, and foundation all deteriorate faster. If the spine leans, the muscles around the back must tense up to keep balance, and over time, it is very easy to become tired, painful, and stiff. So what I want to do with you in this video is help your body learn again how to bring the head, shoulders, hips back toward one comfortable line. Not forced, not stiff, so the back can be unloaded a little bit every day. To make it easier for you to follow, I will clearly outline today's roadmap. In this video, I will go with you through 4 main parts and 1 wrap-up part. First, I will help you understand quickly what is happening to your back when your posture is wrong, so you are not confused anymore. Second, I will guide 3 posture habits around the 3 golden points: the habit of checking posture when standing, when sitting, and when walking, bending, and carrying. Third, I will show you clearly the straight wall tip, a simple but highly effective exercise of leaning your back against a wall for 1 to 2 minutes a day. Fourth, I will gently explain a little about the science behind it, why these things actually help reduce back pain, so you understand and then believe, and when you believe, you will practice regularly. Finally, I will put everything into a morning, midday, evening routine with a short checklist so you only need to look to remember, without having to carry a heap of theory in your head.
And at the end of the video, I will suggest another video with simple back stretching exercises to combine with today's habits for even better results. Before we go into solutions, I want to clearly talk about 3 very common posture mistakes that I myself have made and many of you are repeating every day. The first mistake is sitting comfortably, but actually destroying the back.
When watching TV or using the phone, we tend to slide our hips to the edge of the chair, lean our back deeply into the backrest, while the neck pushes forward to see the screen clearly. Sliding the hips out causes the pelvis to tilt and the lower back to be pulled into a C shape. The upper back is rounded, the shoulders fall forward. The head, which weighs about 4 to 5 kilograms, is now in front of the spinal axis, making the neck, shoulder, and back muscles strain hard to hold it. The longer we sit, the more tired and painful we feel, yet we think, it's just age, without realizing we have just forced our back to work hard for hours. The second mistake is standing with all your weight on one leg. When standing cooking, washing dishes, or chatting with family, many of us tend to lean on one leg, bend one knee, and shift our whole body to one side to feel less tired. At that moment, one hip drops down and the spine is pulled to that side.
If every day we stand like that, year after year, one side of the lower back has to carry more load. It is easy to become painful and tired, and sometimes the pain spreads down to the hips and knees. The third mistake is always looking down. Walking in the house, walking outside, walking in the park, many people almost never raise their head. Their eyes are always glued to the ground or the phone screen. But the head is heavy, and every time we tilt it forward even a little, the load on the neck and upper back increases. The neck, shoulder, and upper back muscles keep contracting all day, so of course they will become stiff and painful. You can notice this very clearly. In the evening, when you rub your neck and shoulders, you often complain, "Why are my shoulders and neck so stiff?" But rarely ask, how many hours today did my neck have to hold a bent forward head? So, if we don't change our posture, even if we exercise or take medicine, the back still has to bear too much pressure every day. But if we are willing to adjust our posture, it is like we stop hitting our back all the time and give it a chance to rest and recover. That is why I want to break the solutions into small, simple, clear blocks so you can practice easily. Now, I invite you to start with the first solution, the habit of checking your posture when standing. You can stand up and try while you listen. First, place your feet. Keep your feet about shoulder width apart or slightly wider, with toes pointing forward or slightly outward, not squeezed inward. Then adjust your hips. Imagine there is a string gently pulling from the top of your head up to the ceiling, so your body lengthens a bit without tightening up. The feeling should be that both hips share the weight evenly. You're not leaning to one side. Next are the shoulders. Take a gentle breath in, shrug your shoulders up, then let them drop down naturally. Then draw your shoulders slightly back to open your chest, but still keep them soft and relaxed, not pushing the chest too hard. Finally, adjust your head and neck. Tuck your chin slightly, don't lift it up, look straight ahead, not constantly at the ground. When standing for a long time, like when cooking or washing dishes, try adding one small habit. Change the supporting leg every 2 to 3 minutes. If right now you are putting most of the weight on your right leg, after a few minutes, consciously switch and let your left leg take more weight. That way, both hips and both sides of the lower back will share the workload. The second solution is the habit of checking your posture when sitting. You can sit down on a chair and try this with me. First, prepare your chair. If the chair has a backrest, that is even better. The height should allow your knees to be around 90 degrees and your feet to rest on the floor easily. Next, adjust your hips and pelvis. Pull your hips deep into the chair. Don't sit with just half your bottom on the outer edge. The feeling should be that your sitting bones are firmly anchored on the seat and your body is well supported. Then straighten your back, not hunched, but also not exaggeratedly arched backward. If you have a small towel, you can roll it up and place it at your lower back to help maintain the natural curve of the spine. Now the shoulders and head. Take a gentle breath, lift your shoulders up, and then let them relax down. Draw your shoulders slightly back so your chest opens. If you're watching TV, try to place the TV roughly at eye level, not too high or too low, so you don't have to constantly tilt your head up or down. If you are using a phone, instead of bending your neck all the way down, lift the phone closer to eye level, or rest your elbows on your knees or on a desk to reduce the degree of neck flexion. And there is one more very important rule. Every 30 to 40 minutes of sitting, stand up for 1 to 2 minutes, stretch your arms, gently roll your shoulders, walk a few steps, then sit back down. Even if your sitting posture is perfect, if you sit completely still for 2 to 3 hours, your back is still compressed and will still feel tired. The third solution is about the way we walk, bend, and carry things. When walking, whether indoors or outside, I hope you can try changing just a little. Raise your head gently and look about 2 to 3 meters ahead instead of staring straight at your feet. Relax your shoulders, don't shrink them. Let your arms swing lightly with each step so the body feels looser. Keep your steps even and moderate, landing softly on the ground. You can also coordinate walking with your breathing. For example, breathe in for 2 steps and breathe out for 2 to 3 steps, helping your whole body relax so the back is less tense. When bending down to pick something up from the floor, instead of folding your upper back straight down, try bending your knees a little, gently pushing your hips back, keeping your back relatively straight, like in a half squat position, and then reach down. This way, your knees and thigh muscles share the load with your back. When carrying objects, try to divide the weight evenly between both hands, avoiding carrying everything on one side. If the bag is too heavy, don't try to carry it all in one go. Divide it into 2 or 3 loads, and your back will truly thank you. The fourth solution is the straight wall tip, an exercise that takes only 1 to 2 minutes but is extremely valuable. The wall in your home is like a free measuring tool that helps your body relearn the feeling of standing upright correctly. I invite you to go to a flat wall without shelves or sockets sticking out. Turn your back to the wall, keep your heels about 5 to 10 centimeters away from it, and relax your knees slightly without locking them. Then adjust your contact points one by one. Try to have the back of your head or your occiput lightly touch the wall, the area between your shoulder blades close to the wall, and your lower back still having a small space just enough for 1 or 2 fingers to slip through, not pressed flat against the wall. Slightly tuck your chin toward your neck, draw your shoulders gently back, and then relax them, and feel your head, shoulders, hips lining up along the wall. Now, breathe in for about 4 seconds, and breathe out for 4 to 6 seconds, holding this position for 30 seconds to 1 minute when you first practice, then gradually increase to 1 to 2 minutes. While leaning on the wall, if you feel some areas slightly tense, especially in the neck, shoulders, or upper back, that is because your body has been used to being rounded and crooked for many years, and now that you correct it, it complains a bit. A mild stretching sensation is normal, but if you feel sharp pain, ease off. There is no need to force the body. To help you feel more reassured, let me explain briefly a bit of the science. Our head weighs about 4 to 5 kilos. When the head sits directly above the spinal column, The load on the neck and upper back is not too large, and the muscles only need to work moderately.
But when we tilt the head forward, every centimeter of forward shift increases the load on the neck and upper back. If every day we bend like that for hours, it is very hard for the neck and back to avoid pain and degeneration. The spine, like the house column, is made of many vertebrae with discs in between. When posture is poor, one side of a disc is compressed more, and over time it can bulge or herniate, pressing on nerves and causing pain that radiates down into the buttocks and legs. The good news is that even though bones and discs cannot go back to being like they were at 20 years old, our muscles and movement habits can improve at any age. When you correct your posture, your abdominal and back muscles learn to support the spine better, as if you added extra struts and support beams for the house. We cannot reverse our age, but we can absolutely reduce the unnecessary burdens pressing on our back every day.
Now, to make it even easier to remember, let me put it into a simple day-long routine divided into morning, daytime, and evening. In the morning, right after waking up, don't jump straight out of bed. Instead, roll onto your side, push yourself up with your hands, slowly sit on the edge of the bed, and only then stand up. After that, you can spend about 1 minute standing against the wall, practicing the straight wall. Head, shoulders, hips aligned, breathing slowly for 4 to 5 breaths. During the day, when sitting to watch TV or use the phone, remember 3 things. Sit with your hips deep into the chair. Keep your back upright, shoulders relaxed. Bring the phone closer to eye level. And every 30 to 40 minutes, stand up and walk a few steps. When standing to cook or wash dishes, try to let both feet share the load evenly, occasionally changing the supporting leg, and keep your neck, shoulders, hips roughly aligned. When walking in the house or in the park, remember to gently lift your head, relax your shoulders, and keep your steps smooth and soft. In the evening, before going to bed, you can spend another minute leaning against the wall, and while standing there, ask yourself, today, did I sit straighter than yesterday? Did I bend less over my phone? Did I remember to change supporting legs when standing for a long time? If each day is just a little better than the day before, after 1 or 2 months, your back will change. If you like, you can write a very short checklist and stick it on the wall. 2 times leaning on the wall, 3 times sitting upright. Change supporting leg when standing. Lift the head when walking. Just that is already very different from letting your posture be whatever it wants. I know that maybe right now, some of you are thinking, I'm 60, 70 already. My bones and joints are all degenerated. What's the point of correcting anything? I understand that feeling very well. But I sincerely believe that even though we cannot go back to how we were at 20 or 30, we can still make today more comfortable than yesterday, and tomorrow lighter than today. If your pain can go from 8 out of 10 down to 5 out of 10, if you can go from needing to push with your hands to stand up to standing more easily, if you can go from getting tired after a few steps to walking a bit farther, then that is already a very precious victory. Finally, I want to send you a small message. Your back has quietly served you for decades, since you were young, working, raising children, taking care of your family, and carrying all kinds of burdens. Now that we are older, perhaps it is time we treat our back more gently and kindly, just by remembering the 3 golden points: head, shoulders, hips, correcting posture when standing, sitting, and walking, and adding 1 to 2 minutes of leaning on the wall every day. I believe you will gradually feel a difference, bit by bit. Less stiffness in your back, a straighter posture, and more stable, confident steps. If you find these sharings helpful, I truly hope you will click like on this video, subscribe to the channel,
So I have more motivation to make more content, especially for older adults, and share this video with friends and family who are struggling with back pain, so you can all practice together. After this video, you can watch the recommended video on the screen. There I will guide you through a few very gentle back stretching exercises for the morning or before sleep to combine with today's 3 golden points posture habits so your back can be cared for more completely. Thank you so much for spending your time watching until the end. I wish you a strong back, an upright posture, and safe, light steps every day.